I want to fight Anthony Joshua because I know that I will fucking beat Anthony Joshua's ass.
Bullshit! Bullshit! Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Now, if Jake Paul fights Anthony Joshua, we have to put some respect on this man's name, you know? But that's the thing. Do I think the fight can happen? Absolutely, yeah. Do I think the fight will happen? Shit.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, what's good, Boxing Talk family? It's your boy, Dr. Boxing Talk. Back for another YouTube video. Banger, man. Yes, sir. Yes, man. I know what time it is. The doctor's in the house, man. So check this out. As you can see, you know, some of the boxing world has been in a frenzy lately because Jake Paul had an interview with David Benavidez to where he made some crazy challenges, right? He called out none other than AJ, Anthony Joshua. Yeah, that former heavyweight champion of the world.
This is amazing, bro. And that's why, shout out to Ngannou, man, being a man controlling his own destiny, man. I think him leaving the UFC was the best thing that he could have done for himself.
Focus.
Oh, shit! Oh! 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 Oh, right hand! Oh, right straight, right down the pipe. Oh my gosh, hit him right in the mouth.
Focus.
Bow! Oh, Lord! Anthony Joshua is tagging him, man. Just tagging him with a nice jab. Oh my gosh, not like this! Oh my gosh!
Not like this. Not like this.
His lip is bleeding? No, man. Come on, Ngannou. 38 seconds left in the second round. Anthony Joshua had to blitz him right now. I'd have blitzed him if I was... Oh my God! We'll see how that goes, Jake. But check out what he said right here.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua because I know that I will fucking beat Anthony Joshua's ass. Yeah, he doesn't have a chin and he has no skill and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends, all this shit, but I want to fight you.
So not only did he call them out, he emphatically and repeatedly said that AJ doesn't have a chin. AJ doesn't have skills, and that if he didn't believe that he could beat him, he wouldn't call him out. So basically emphasizing that he's serious about this call out. Now, the crazy part is that, of course, you know, somebody like me is just gonna be like, yeah, whatever. AJ, he doesn't really want to fight AJ. He's just doing it to stay relevant, right? He's just doing it for clout. But then, you know, AJ and Eddie Hearn respond. Check this out.
Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua. I mean, look, for me, AJ would fight Jake Paul. He'd fight anyone, to be honest with you.
So yeah, you heard it right. Jake Paul, of course, it has to come with a caveat. The caveat is that he'll fight AJ in 2026. Why not this year, brother? Why in 2026? I agree with Eddie Hearn. That's number one. But number two, this just to me is a testament that he is indeed just trying to call out Anthony Joshua to stay relevant. And what makes me further believe this is because let's think about it, right? Who are the three biggest stars in boxing? Number one is undoubtedly the face of boxing. That's Saul Canelo Alvarez, aka Cinnamon. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And what happened with that fight with him and Jake Paul? It fell through. Why did it fall through? Insert turkey a la shake. It fell through because, you know, he intervened and he basically snatched Canelo out of Jake Paul's grips, you know, and that was admitted by Jake Paul himself, right? So that's number one, right? The biggest star. So Canelo and Jake Paul, that's not happening. Yeah. Okay, bet. So we got that out the way, right? The face of boxing, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Jake Paul, that fell through once Big Turkey intervened. So that's kaput, right? Okay, so then who's the next biggest star? That'd be Gervonta Tank Davis, right? Number two. Yeah. And we know from Gervonta Tank Davis himself that he had a big announcement after he thought he was going to beat Lamont Roach, right? He said after this fight, I'm going to let you know who I'm going to fight. And the hint is that they were in the locker room. Well, only two people that I saw went to the locker room, and it was Isaac Pitbull Cruz and Jake Paul. So it seems as if Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis, according to the rumor reel, you know what I'm saying, was going around, and per reports of some reputable people, that Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul were going to be involved in an exhibition match. So then that fell through because, as you know, due to the knee gate and the hair grease gate, you know, peace, love, and hair grease, that Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach will be having a rematch, you know, to bring a conclusion to their controversial draw that they had in the first fight. So Gervonta Tank Davis is out the question. And who's the next biggest star? That'll be Britain's own, Nigeria's own Anthony Joshua. Yeah. He's the next biggest star. How do I know that? Look what he did with Wembley with Daniel Dubois. Even though he lost, he sold out Wembley, right? That's what he does repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? He's a big star. He's on GQ magazine and all these other things, right? So Anthony Joshua is Jake Paul's next best bet in order to stay relevant and get a big bag, you know, because Canelo fell through his fingertips, Tank fell through his fingertips, and now he's aiming at Anthony Joshua, who's the next biggest star in the sport of boxing. So that's why I think that it's not real. I think he's just talking. However, if it was actually going to come into fruition now or in 2026 or otherwise, I will have to put respect on Jake Paul's name, because, you know, this time he'll be fighting an actual, real, legitimate boxer, number one, right? But number two, I already respect Jake Paul from a promotion standpoint, right? Most Valuable Promotions is doing his thing, especially in the realm of women's boxing. It's bringing more eyes to the sport. You know, his last card with Mike Tyson, we did not approve of that. Any real boxing purist or pugilist enthusiast did not approve of Jake Paul fighting a geriatric, 30 years, his senior, old iconic legend in Mike Tyson, right? But we have to admit, on that card, which brought a lot of eyes, it brought a lot of eyes to what? Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano rematch. It brought a lot of eyes to who else? Bruce Shushu Carrington versus Dana Kuwell. Also brought a lot of eyes to the WBC champion at the 147-pound division, Mario Barrios, you know, and his opponent at the time, which was Abel Ramos. So he is bringing eyes to the sport, whether you like him or not. I just don't really care for his fights because he's not fighting any real legitimate boxers. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting, you know, retired UFC fighters, retired basketball players, and iconic legends that are 30 years his senior, you know? So I don't really approve of his matchups. But if he fought Anthony Joshua, we have to give him his credit, because that's a guy that's still young enough, you know, in his 30s. He's not in his prime, but he's definitely still at the top of his game. You know, he hasn't declined that much. He was on a 4-fight win streak before he lost to Daniel Dubois, so he's still a formidable guy, very solid fighter, and he could potentially become champion again. So if Jake Paul fights somebody like that, a guy who's bigger than him, you know, then I have to give him his credit, but I don't think it'll happen. That's number one. Number two, I would ease up on AJ a little bit, right? Because AJ, Anthony Joshua, those of you that know me, I blame him for not fighting Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury back in the past. You know what I'm saying? I give him more. I know they could all share the blame, right? But I give him the lion's share of the blame, because why? Deontay Wilder fought Louis King Kong Ortiz, and Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, they actually fought each other. You know, Anthony Joshua didn't fight either one of them, and then he messed around and lost to Andy Ruiz. It kind of put a huge dampener in the intrigue for the fights with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. And now they want to fight now. It's already past, you know what I'm saying? They're all already past their prime, especially Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. So that ship is sailed. Nobody's really interested in that anymore. So that's why I give the majority of the blame to Anthony Joshua. However, where I do give Anthony Joshua a lot of credit is the fact that he put boxing on his back, baby, when he went and obliterated Francis Ngannou.
Anthony Joshua, I'd have blitzed him right now. I'd have blitzed him if I was... Oh my God!
Now, that's not a big fight, but at the same time, he just let people know, because a lot of people thought that Francis Ngannou had a chance, and Anthony Joshua is a former Olympian. You got to put some respect on his name now. He is a good fighter, a former Olympian and a former champion, and he went out there and showed you that there's levels to this. You got to respect the sport. And so he put boxing on his back, and he made boxing fans really proud. And if he goes and fights Jake Paul, oh, he gonna make us all real proud, because a lot of us want to see Jake Paul get his face knocked off, don't we? We want to see him get decapitated. So if Anthony Joshua could do that, then I ain't gonna lie, bro. Anthony Joshua, man, I might have to put him on the pound for pound list. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you get what I'm saying, man. I gotta put some respect on Anthony Joshua's name. So I would love it, but do I believe it'll happen? No, I don't believe it'll happen in 2025, 2026, you know what I'm saying, 2036. I don't think this fight will happen, but we'll see, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Don't forget to smack that like button, but most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. And also let me know who you picking in that fight. If I see anything besides AJ, I'm gonna block you. I'm just joking.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.